my gosh. Okay, here we go. Strap in. January's theme is renew the foundation, right? So we went right back to the beginning. It's where we go in January. The theme for the month here at Vision. Remember, it aligns with the theme for the month of the Science of Mind magazine, right? I've told you that before. We use the same themes that the magazine uses so that you have something to read that aligns with these talks on Sunday. So if you didn't get a Science of Mind magazine this month, we have them in the bookstore. And did you know, I don't know if you knew this, but as a new member, you get a free 6-month subscription, right? Do you know that? Does anybody know that? No. Yes. So if you haven't gotten your free 6-month subscription and you're a new member, please see me after the celebration or see John. We'll get your names and we will get you that free 6-month subscription. Anyway, we're going back to the beginning. And in the beginning of the book, Ernest Holmes lays out 4 parts. This is even before chapter 1. This is in the introduction. And he lays out the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. And in those 4 sections of the introduction, it is the most powerful summation of what this philosophy is. You can just throw the book away. Just read the 4 sections of the introduction, and it tells you everything you want to know about our philosophy. But don't throw the book away, really. I mean, honest to God, don't. But Ernest Holmes said this about the thing itself. So this is what we talked about last week, the thing itself. He said, we have discussed the nature of the thing as being universal energy. Isn't that lovely? Okay, he goes on. Mind, intelligence, spirit, finding consciousness and individualized centers of expression through us. And that human's intelligence is this universal mind functioning at the level of the human's concept of it. This is the essence of the whole teaching. There it is. He summed it up in one little paragraph. This is the essence of there is a universal power and presence, this energy, and that we use it to our ability to understand it, to believe in it, to demonstrate it, to outpicture it. So really, all you need are those 4 parts of the introduction, honest to God, and just reread those. If you read nothing else in the Science of Mind textbook, read that. But I will invite you to read the whole book because it's fascinating stuff, amazing and enlightening. Anyway, last week, like I said, we discussed the thing itself. We discussed causation. This week is the second part of that introduction. It is the way it works. Now, to understand the way it works, we have to get it. We have to get it, that spirit is all there is. We have to really understand that on a deep and profound and basic level, that there is spirit and nothing. That's it. There's spirit and nothing. Spirit out of which all things come. Emerson said it beautifully. He said, there's no great and no small to the soul that maketh all. And where it cometh, all things are. And it cometh everywhere. There's nothing else but spirit. That's it. Spirit plus nothing equals spirit. Spirit out of which all things are created. So we are truly, really, absolutely, positively the sons and daughters of the divine. We are an outpicturing of that energy. We are a place where spirit is making itself known in form. So that means we have to see ourselves as we truly are. Not these weak and tired and sad and alone and broke humans that we sometimes think of ourselves as and refer to ourselves as. But we must truly see of ourselves as we really, truly are in order to understand what spirit truly is. And we behold a greater God when we know of ourselves as that. Right? As we evolve a greater idea of what spirit is. And likewise, spirit can only reveal itself to us humans through us. Spirit can only reveal itself to us by expressing itself through us. That's the deal. Spirit can be no more to us than we are able to embody and believe and demonstrate. Spirit itself is limitless. Spirit itself is limitless. It is limited only by our demonstration of it. Only limited by our demonstration of it, our ability to understand it, to behold it, to embrace it, to believe it, and to demonstrate it. Ernest Holmes said this again. He said, in our ignorance of the truth, we have misused the highest power we possess. And so great is this power, so complete is our freedom in it, so absolute the domain of law through it, that the misuse of this power has brought upon us the very conditions from which we suffer. We are bound because we are first free. The power which appears to bind us is the only power in the universe which can free us. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. It works for us by working through us. And again, Ernest Holmes said, it spreads itself over the entire universe. It shouts at us from every angle. It can only become power to us when we recognize its power. So here's what we have to do. He said it right there. We have to recognize its power. We have to recognize its power. We must recognize it. We must accept it all the time. Not just when you get your manifestation, Not just when things are going okay. You prayed and something happened. Yay. Okay, now I'll believe it. Not just when things are going right. But all the time. All the time, we have to embrace and celebrate and understand and believe there is only one. There's only one power. I am under no authority. I am under no governance. I am under no law but spirit. How do I say that in a positive way? Wait, let me think about that. It's like, wait a minute. I want to say it positive. Spirit is the only law in my life. There you go. Spirit is the only law in our lives. And we have to stop serving two masters. That's what it means in the Bible, right? That's what they meant in Matthew. No man can serve two masters. Either he'll hate one and love the other, or he'll hold to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. That's what that meant. You can't be the exception to God's law. Either you are spirit and you believe it and you embrace it and you know it, that there is nothing else true of you but spirit, or you don't. We can't stand up here and say God is all there is, like we do week after week, right? You hear me say it. You hear the practitioners pray it every week. God is all there is. But then believe things lie outside the realm of spirit, right? Then we're living, in that dualistic idea. But you don't understand. Wah. You don't understand my job or my boss or my family or whatever we put outside of the realm of spirit. Like we are the one and only exception to God's law. Works for all you people, but I'm terminally special. It doesn't work for me. Okay, we say this. We say God is all there is, but we act out of this dualistic idea like there's spirit and something else. There isn't. There's spirit. There can't be anything else if God is all there is. And we have to remember that. And we have to keep remembering it. We have to keep going back to the truth of that. We have to keep understanding that at deeper and deeper and deeper levels. Going back to Matthew, the light of the body is the eye. And therefore, if the eye be single, the whole body be filled with light. Yes? This is this idea of oneness. It goes back to oneness. Every single ancient teaching goes back to oneness. All of the mystics and the saints and the sages, they all taught the same thing. Every religion in the world talked in this mystical arm of their teaching always about one. There's only one. So we have to stay focused on that one. We have to eliminate the false belief in duality. The false belief in good and evil, like there's some sort of power out there opposing our good. Like there's some force pushing back against the good we want that we can't for some reason have. Ernest Holmes said, the time must come when we shall have left apparent evil behind, when it shall be rolled up like a scroll and numbered with the things which were once thought to be. Isn't that lovely? We have to eliminate it from our minds, from our vocabularies, from our thoughts. We have to jump in. We have to go, just jump in, all in, hold nothing back, dive into our faith philosophy, and leave the doubt behind, and give up the fear, and believe before the demonstration. Yes, believe before the demonstration, know before the truth of what we're saying, like know before we get that proof, that manifestation. We have to hold to our affirmative prayer and eliminate from our minds any of those facts and stats. Anybody get caught up in the facts and stats? Facts and stats change all the time. They have changed ever since we've been on this planet. Facts and stats change. Look, at one point, we all knew the earth was flat. We all knew the earth was flat. That was a fact. When and until we knew it wasn't. Now, knowing the earth was flat didn't make it flat. Didn't make it flat. We needed to evolve to understand a higher truth, to understand the greater truth. Facts will change and evolve as we grow. But the truth is eternal. The truth remains eternal, unchanging. Truth is what we must align with. So, this is a practical spirituality, right? So, how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, we fill ourselves, right? Spirit can only work for us by working through us, so we have to fill ourselves with truth. We have to know who and what we are. We have to affirm the truth. Speak only words of truth. Speak only words of love and joy and all of those qualities of I'm pointing to a list that's not there, right? We had a list of the qualities of God up there on the other banner. It'll come back. So we have to know those qualities are qualities of ourself, and that's what we have to align with. That is the truth of us. We are spiritual beings. We're housed in this body right now. But we have to fill ourselves with words of truth, affirmations of truth, statements of absolute truth, qualities of God. Where there is doubt, we have to turn within and align with this truth. You know, someone says, just in casual conversation, I applied for a new job, but, I don't know. I don't know. You don't know what? I'm from New York. A little in-your-face spirituality here. You don't know what? You don't know if you're going to get it? You don't know if you qualified for it? You don't know if you made a good impression in the interview? No, none of those. You don't know truth. That's what you don't know. Spirit is for you. Spirit is in you. Spirit has your back. What is opposed to you? What could possibly be opposed to you? Truth says all things come together for my highest and best good. No exceptions. And when we know truth, we know nothing comes between us and that. Nothing comes between me and my highest and best good, no matter what it looks like. No matter what it looks like. So, did that person get that job? I don't know. I don't know. I know he got what he was a vibrational match for. That's what I know. He got what he was resonating with and a vibrational match for. So if he was resonating with his highest and best good, maybe he got the job. Maybe he didn't get the job because the better job was coming. Right? Because there was something better for him out there. I don't know. But I know Spirit knows. And if he's resonating in doubt and fear and not enoughness and loss and lack, well, Spirit backed him up there too. Right? Spirit got him exactly what he was resonating with. When we walk around resonating in, we are a vibrational match for whatever that is. We're sending it out with our predominant thoughts, with our feelings, with our emotions, and that's what comes to outpicture in our life. I heard this wonderful story. I don't even remember where it was, but it was on one of my news feeds or something. It's a great analogy for what we're talking about. So you go to Starbucks, anybody, or the Coffee Bean or the whatever, wherever you go and get your favorite drink. And you're holding your favorite drink in your hand, and someone comes along and bumps into you, shaking your arm and spilling your drink everywhere, right? So why did the coffee spill? Well, because someone bumped your arm, right? Someone bumped into you. No, that's not the right answer. That's the wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because coffee, what was in your cup. Okay? You spilled the coffee because that's what was in the cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea, right? If there was hot chocolate in your cup, you would have spilled the hot chocolate. Whatever is inside your cup, that's what spills out. That's what comes out. So here we are, right? And then life comes along and hits you upside the head. You get one of those little, 2x4 experiences, or those unforeseen experiences. You get blindsided by life. What spills out of you? Whatever is inside your cup. Whatever is inside you is going to spill out. So we go through life, particularly here, we go through life all spiritual and everything, aren't we? We are just all so spiritual and everything until somebody pushes our buttons, and then we turn into this raving, right? Okay, what comes out of us? What comes out of us is what is inside of us. So you have to ask yourself, what's in your cup? What is inside? Is it joy? Is it gratitude? Is it peace? Is it compassion? Is it kindness? What comes out of us when our buttons get pushed? When the stress level goes up to a certain point, what comes out of us? What is within us comes out. What is within us comes out. So we have to go back to those basics. What are we filling ourselves with? What are we filling ourselves with? That's how it works. That's how Spirit works through us. If we are filling ourselves daily with positive affirmations, with affirmative prayer, with words of truth and words of love and words of peace, and the truth of the interconnectedness of all life, our most common thoughts will be that. Our predominant thoughts will be that. And when we get nudged or bumped or our buttons pushed, what will come out of us will be that. Words of love, words of compassion, words of kindness. So that's what our teaching is. That's what our philosophy is finding those things, filling ourselves with that. Being that cup of goodness overflowing in life, so when things do get tense and tight, and then Spirit can flow out of us into our surroundings. Emotions like gratitude and forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation, kindness, gentleness, and love for others. Speak only words of truth. Dwell in only thoughts of loving kindness. Feel only emotions of joy and gratitude and well-being. And then the way it works corresponds to that. And the outpicturing and the reflecting back to us will be that. Those will be the conditions of our lives. That is the way it works. Thank you.